Alright, so today is probably, honestly, if I had to give a guess, day 150. I can't even lie, I have no clue what day it is. I don't even know if we're in the 140s. I haven't checked in that long. But anyways, right now it's like 1 a.m. The day has already passed. And this is my nightly video to keep up and keep track. So last night I went to bed at like 1 a.m. And I had work. So I got like 3 or 4 hours of sleep. And I woke up and I woke Noah up because he was not going to wake up on his own. And we drove into work. The first station canceled before we got there, so we got Chick-fil-A and just stayed in the truck until 8:15. And we went inside, and being, two, basically the tallest people in the building, with white hair, looked like two idiots. So we were just walking down the hallway, and Noah had never seen The Office or met any of the assistants before. So that was new, and I had to show him kind of the ropes of how to record. I hadn't been to that office in a minute and done any work, but overall, it was kind of fun to experience that and everything that it was. And then we went to the Cheesecake Factory for lunch, and then after lunch, we came back to the office, did one more station, and then left. I was so tired, and I think Noah was pretty tired too. So he came back, and I took a nap. It was probably like a 3-hour nap, and we planned on playing 9 holes after the nap. But I just like woke up to Noah basically waking me up, and he gave me about 2 minutes to be ready, and just like he was very, very what is it called? Like very set on like what it starts with an A. Admitted, like he's very admitted to waking me up, I guess, and like he was strongly compelled to wake me up, and he was trying to do it very quickly, and I was just so annoyed, and I just woke up and I had no idea where I was, and I needed a minute. And he's like, oh, whatever, all right, I'm gonna go downstairs and get the clubs inside of the truck so that we can leave. And I was like, all right, just give me a little minute, I'll be downstairs. And then he called me while I was downstairs, and he's like, okay. So I was like, who's going? What's the situation? He's like, Cameron Crandall and his son are going, and we're going to Iron Play. And I was like, bruh, Iron Play? Like, we went to Iron Play like yesterday, and I'm not trying to walk Iron Play again. And so, and I heard Knox in the background said that he wasn't going. So I was like, dude, I'm like half asleep right now. We played Iron Play yesterday. I want to go back to bed. And Knox just said he's not going. So I told him I'm not going. Noah ended up taking the truck and going to Iron Play, meeting them. And then I didn't go golfing today, basically, or see Cameron Crandall or his son, which I feel a little bit bad about, but I was very tired, so I fell back asleep. Noah came back after Iron Play, and I was low-key kind of still asleep. It only took him like 30 minutes because he left like pretty much immediately. But anyways, yeah, and then came back, and I didn't wake up until like, I don't even know, probably like 5 or 6. And I came downstairs and I went to the garage, and I was looking at this girl. I was like, who is? And I was like, out of it. And I was like, what? She doesn't look familiar. And I was like, this has to be somebody I know because she's in my garage. And it was my next door neighbor, and she was telling me about how fast I drive because she was in the car with her sister once behind me, and I was just driving very fast. And so that was that, and I felt a little bit off put by it. I didn't want to stay there for too long because I was tired, and I don't know what else I was going to say to that. And then so I went back inside. My mom was making some dinner. Noah was talking about some like intimate future stuff, as well as just buying a Mustang because he wants to do that as well. And so we had that conversation for a little bit, and then I pretty much just decided. Noah came in my room and was like, hey, you want to go get a snack before we all go to bed? And I was like, all right, let's do it. And it's only 10 o'clock, so we went into Culver's, which was like a 20-minute drive, and we got a sundae. Me and Noah got sundaes. Knox didn't get anything. He was just there for the drive. And Um, this Sunday was like mid. I ate like a fourth of it, maybe not even, maybe like a fifth of it, and just left it downstairs, and I have no idea where it is. I'm not gonna go eat it later either. So that was kind of pointless. And then, um, yeah, pretty much right after that, just came upstairs and was scrolling on TikTok while also texting my girlfriend. And then I got in the shower, and then I got out of the shower, went downstairs and grabbed some like lotion and like stuff for my face, just because like my mom just bought it, and I was like, oh, nice new stuff, cool. So I took it up to my room, and then I also made myself some food before I went to bed, and then I just made this video. So I actually had a thought today about the app. I was gonna go check on it in the middle of the day while I was doing stuff with Noah, but I was like, I probably shouldn't, because it's just gonna leave a negative impact on me. And then tonight I was like, okay, well, I feel like I'm in a good place to look at it. I kind of know where I'm at as far as it goes, and I know exactly what I'm gonna experience if I wait for it. And so I'm just gonna open it now. And so I did, and I got 6 downloads today. At least that's what it's telling me. And last week I had like 56 downloads or something like that in total, which is definitely not a lot. I mean, the 1 week that I started doing videos consistently across multiple accounts, I had 234, I think it was. And like this week I have 50, so it's obviously like a lot less, but still, we're still getting somewhat paid. And obviously, since Noah's here, I can't really do a whole lot of work very efficiently, and it's a new chapter, so I might as well start it after he leaves. But yeah, I was like, hey, my conversion rate is still basically at a 10%, and I got an in-app purchase today with only 6 downloads. So I felt pretty decent about everything in myself. And I have 45-star reviews. Like, basically what it told me and what I was thinking about is like, I realize that there's not a lot of people coming to it right now, which is obviously very understandable. But the fact that my conversion rate is still at 10%, and the fact that I'm not doing any marketing and I'm still getting like 10 downloads a day and like getting in-app purchases without doing anything, shows that the product and the funnel that I have built works. And all I need to do is get back to like marketing it, and that's so easy. I had, not that it's really even that important, just on my mind right now, I had a person that I follow with a couple thousand followers named like Mike Jimrat or something, like my MKI dot Jimrat, something like that, something weird. And he makes that AI slideshow content too, but for the Jimeo app. And he liked one of my videos, like it says liked and favorited or reposted or whatever. And so I thought that was kind of interesting, and I looked at his videos, his most recent videos, and it's weird because they're actually starting to turn away from the whole Christian Archer method. Like, they're using random other photos. When like 6 days ago he had a video using the Christian Archer, like first image, they got 300,000 views. So I don't exactly know what the idea behind that is, but still, like, people are posting every single day. And I mean, the guy got, I mean, so far this week he's averaged like 1,500, 2,000 views per video. But like 6 days ago he had a video that got 300,000. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, also, I talked to you guys about this yesterday and the day before yesterday, but I think when I think about the app or marketing, specifically marketing and just like the creator program, I think about the conversation I had with Claude and the new way I'm going to go about like reaching out to people and trying to get this to work. The new DM that I'm going to send, you know, the new creator program behind everything. Like, I still need to make a new VSL video, probably a new tutorial video. I kind of need to update the slides and the title inspiration text, as well as the $200 base pay, because I don't know if I'm going to do that anymore. I don't want to like be questioning if these guys are going to be reliable. I want to know like if they're posting with a certain mindset. And I think the easiest way to do that is to like not offer them a huge base pay, and so that if I know that they're inside of the creator program, it's because they're looking to pull a lot of views with a CPM bonus. So Yeah, plus, I mean, I got 10 responses back from the only 30 people I DM'd, and I think that I'm getting better at finding who to DM, as well as like sending the actual DM itself and like making sure that they understand what content they're actually supposed to be posting for me. So I'm locked in, dude. I'm ready. But one of the biggest things is, dude, I've been thinking about that Mustang. It's June officially. And I told myself that this June I would get a Mustang. And yes, I can get a Mustang. And I could have honestly got a Mustang when I was like telling myself that I was going to get a Mustang in June as well. Obviously, like I don't need money from my job anymore to afford the Mustang. And I'm making more money than I make from that job online. So, I technically could buy that Mustang and get a 5.0, but then I'd be in a lot of debt. It'd be a terrible financial decision, and I'd be making payments for probably a couple of years. So instead of like putting myself at like risk by forcing myself to put out, $1,000 plus in payments every month for the vehicle, that I probably won't even have in like 2 or 3 years, I think that I'd probably have to put myself in a position where like my dad straight up buys it cash and he makes some sort of like a decision with another vehicle for himself to be able to just buy it cash or something. And then I like pay most of it, or he gives me a good deal on it. And then I like have like a few payments with him personally. Otherwise, I think I just have to make like 5 or 6K a month for a few months and then get a big down payment and be confident in my efforts to make the money that would pay off the car in a certain amount of time. But I've also been thinking about just the future between like living in Blackfoot, Idaho and everything. And like, I just see myself as like, oh yeah, like I'm here, but like I'm not here long enough for it to feel like a new home. And my mom's going to be so much more distracted with everything in Blackfoot, which is going to be so nice for me. But it's also going to make me feel like I'm like watching everything happen instead of like everything happening to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is that saying? Like, instead of everything happening to me, I'm watching everything kind of happen, you know? I feel like I'm in the background and I'm just like telling myself, oh yeah, I need to get this done and this done and I need to work towards this. But in all reality, like I'm watching my parents, like focus on different things and different priorities and go do different things and everything else. And in my life, I made a note today actually at work that I was thinking about. Like in my life, soon I want to be driving around a murdered out 5.0 premium, probably, I guess. I wanted to get it looking good. I want it very clean, professional looking on the inside, as new as I can ask for. Low miles, probably like 80K or under miles, and I'll probably upgrade the sound system or something in there, and obviously put a Corsa exhaust on it, and tint the windows a little bit more most likely, maybe even a full paint job and headlights and stuff, but I don't know. Anyways, I see that, and then I see myself, I want to go to a jiu-jitsu class because I mean, like, just martial arts in general, I think is very important, whether with whatever it is, whether it's boxing, whether it's, I don't know, I think jiu-jitsu is probably the best just because it incorporates almost everything. Striking is pretty straightforward, but I think jiu-jitsu is like, you're going for the ankles, you're going for the knees, you're going for the hips, you're going for the elbows, the shoulders, the hands, everything, and you're not just punching people and knocking them out with like good precise striking. You're like genuinely taking them to the ground and like submitting them, and like I think that's more reliable and easier to like stay away from like harmful pain, like doing jiu-jitsu, than it is to like just be a boxer on the street. You know what I'm saying? Also, my confidence level when it comes to like my ability as a man to defend myself and others is something that I just want to improve. Like I'm 6 foot, 170, and I bench 225. No, bench 255. And I feel like I'm pretty strong and I'm very capable, but not as much as I want to be. Like there's a lot of times where I feel like I don't want to engage in something that I feel like I should engage in, not physically, but like verbally or like gesturing wise. And I don't do it because I don't have like the confidence to be able to like fully defend myself in that situation. So I feel like I can defend myself just as much as anybody who hasn't done any martial arts training, which is like majority of the people on earth. But like considering I know what it looks like to be very good at martial arts, like I know that there's a lot of room for improvement. And even like whether you're a father, whether you're a husband, whether you're just by yourself, like you don't want to be manhandled or like defenseless in that position. You want to be a man. You don't want to be put in that position. And also at the same time, I just want to be bigger. I want to start lifting as well. In a position to be able to lift, doing dips, doing compound movements, doing squats, doing bench, doing incline dumbbell, doing curls, all these other things, and just eating good food, eating ribeye, eating, vegetables, potatoes, chickens, everything, and just eating whole foods and eating a lot of protein and eating like just good is what I want, right? And if I lift, I want to get to like 190, 200, be pretty beefy, pretty masculine, have some testosterone, build some bone structure around my face a little bit, get this hair grown out more so it's not completely white and weird looking and like, and just embody the more of the masculine side of myself a little bit more. Plus, I'm 17 here soon enough. Hopefully, I'll be able to have a little bit of scruff going on. Uh, my mustache is already pretty there. I shave it pretty often and I've everything, but like obviously I'm not growing a full beard or anything, so hopefully that comes soon enough. I'm not gonna be able to grow a full beard in the next like 3 years probably, but like, I want to at least start seeing stuff here in the next year or two. So yeah. And then what else did I say? I don't know. Flights. Like, I want to be able to be like, oh, yeah, I can fly you out, girlfriend. Like, I'm independent. I'm on my own. Like, if my parents want to, like, put something on the line, like, what? You're going to put a car on the line? Too bad. I literally have a Mustang that I bought myself. Like, you can't take that away from me, you know? Or, like, oh, like, you know, like, I'm not going to stay in your house. Okay, well, that's kind of a cheap shot, considering I'm, like, 17, 18 years old. Like, it's kind of a cheap shot to tell me that I can't stay in my own room in your house in that position, but like I can afford to live somewhere else if I need to. And at the same time, like if I can buy the ticket for my girlfriend to come over, why should that be an issue? You know what I'm saying? I realize like there's certain expectations, like, oh, I'm not gonna like entertain her or do this or do that, and that's fine. But like for me to be able to like fly out to North Carolina when I want to, I should be able to do that. For me to be able to fly her out to Idaho when I want her here, and when she's available to do that, I should be able to do that. You know, I feel like flying is really the only thing stopping that from happening. You know what I'm saying? Like if I want it bad enough, I'm willing to go through, 6 hours of flights across the country for, a week or two over there, and vice versa with her over here, if I can put myself in that position. But I'm just thinking about what the daily life would be like in Idaho, and I just see it as in like my dad is like looking for something to do, looking for activities and family events to be a part of. He's probably up in Boise more than I would assume. He's probably trying to involve himself in like family events to a certain degree, just to be around people and family in general and just feel the vibe of it all. And then he's obviously trying to move the family forward and make family events, like whatever it is, like buy a beach house, buy a cabin up in Island Park, whatever, buy a newer houseboat, whatever it is, like that's his goal, to bring people closer together in the family and to really make something for the future uh that brings happiness and like community and joy. And at the same time, he's also going to be looking to just level up his business. he, every time he's away from his business, is always thinking about how, like, the numbers are kind of slowly falling, and like how he wants to get back to it, and like it's just enjoyable to him, you know what I'm saying? And when he's away from that for long enough and he has his family pulling in from across the country, he's not going to be able to, like, or he's not going to want to stay in North Carolina for a month and then go back to Idaho for a month. And, like, he's not going to want to live that life. He's just going to kind of understand that we're here now. Things are progressing. He's getting older. Us as a family are getting older. And that he needs to just build out the business a little bit more, get it to a point where it's making good money passively, pretty much. Like, you know, make sure there's 2 dentists in the current office we have, and then before, you know, he ends up living pretty much full-time in Idaho, buy a second office, get a manager in there, set that up, and have it build and run over time, and he's going to have a pretty good deal working for him. And then my mom, she's just going to be busy with family the whole time, you know, Tara's kids, and then her parents, you know, Cole and Kylie are having a kid and are just people that are there in general. And then a lot of times, you know, even just Brooks or Knox or Goldie, my siblings, will want to go be with friends or do things or be a part of things. And, you know, that's something my mom will always be entertaining and taking and pertaining to. So as long as I can keep myself, like, in good graces with her, she's not going to be on me like 24/7 like she is here when she has nothing else to do. So yeah, I think it'll be good, but I'll be less in limelight, which will be really nice, and I'll be experiencing everything, and nothing will be happening to me necessarily. Also, I see myself, like, on average every day, just like waking up, pertaining to the things I'm at school or whatever that is asked of me, daily things, whatever. Like, I'm going to one in-person class at at Blackfoot High School, and then I'm doing my online courses for a little bit, you know, whatever I need to do that I'm supposed to be pertaining to every day, do that, and then come home, work in my room, say what's up to the family, and then maybe DoorDash some food or go get some food in my car, and then eventually, you know, the night will come and it'll be another day that I just, you know, I'm not gonna wake up early tomorrow, pretty much a weekend. Me and everybody are probably gonna go over to my grandparents' house and sit by the fire, and that's probably gonna be the routine day. I see myself being in Boise a lot more often now that I have the opportunity to, but I couldn't see myself staying there for more than a week, considering I don't think I could really sit down and be productive. It's obviously very nice considering everything's more up to date, and I could actually go to a jiu-jitsu class or go to a nice gym there, but Shelly's family and house is just not there, and I can't be there, and my grandparents aren't gonna really be the situation to stay there either, and I don't know who else I can really be there with. Plus, Noah can't even really stay in his own house right now, considering his parents are super strict and they have like 0 rooms, considering Sophie and Chloe, like, separated from the room. So yeah, I don't exactly know what I would be doing in Boise, but I think I'll be over there more often at least. And then in Rexburg, that's only 45 minutes away from Blackfoot. So, you know, if Noah's up there, he can come down here and visit us, or I can go up there, whatever I want to do. But regardless, like, I'm not going to be wanting to be in town at Blackfoot very often, and I'm not going to want to waste however much gas it's going to take and time it's going to take for me to go all the way up to Idaho Falls all the time. And there's not going to be a lot of people or friends that I'm going to want to surround myself with, because I truly do think that the 4 closest people you hang around are people you're going to turn into or people you're most like. And there's nobody here that has the drive or the potential that I want to have and reach. And so I just don't think that it's a smart decision to surround myself with those people 24/7. And so I think family is the main priority, but I'm only here for so long before, like, in Idaho, so long before I have to decide on going to college or moving to a different state anyways. So it'll definitely feel like a pit stop for me my senior year, uh, with everything new and with how much time I'll actually have. But yeah, anyways, talk to y'all later. Peace out.